Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to another Animalogic commentary. Sorry that I couldn't get an episode of the Happiest Cast on Earth out today. Stuff happened, life happens, it's alright. But at least I was able to get this commentary out on the Lighthouse, one of my favorite Animalogic episodes ever. This is a really great episode. I don't know why I decided to do this at the beginning. It just has nothing to do with the Lighthouse. I just thought it'd be funny. And I'm actually filming this in the dressing room of the Raleigh Playhouse, a theater here in the Beckley, West Virginia area. And the suit I'm wearing was actually a costume from the show I was doing, which was 9 to 5, the musical, based on the Dolly Parton film. And the hole in the wall is so noticeable. Now we have the Halloween intro for Animalogic, consisting of all the different horror and Halloween themed episodes of the series thus far at that point. And this was a lot of fun to put together. Combine the Animalogic clips with those Halloween noises was a lot of fun. And the Halloween logo is also great. This little TV audio clip, the voice and the thing I'm describing was inspired by Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, mainly because the TV series had just released at the time of filming this. Now, one interesting thing to note about this episode is that this is, I believe to my knowledge, the first Albardo-centric episode. I've been wanting to do an episode specifically about Albardo for the longest time now, and the closest thing we had is to some one-off sketches that weren't canon to Animalogic back in the early days of this channel, back when I was just creating the character and he was more of a sketch character than an Animalogic character. And eventually, some point in season 3, I decided, why not? Let's make Albardo an Animalogic character. Now, this green screen bit was supposed to last a lot longer, but green screen takes a lot of time, and I did not have that much time, so I ended up cutting a lot of it. Although I had to keep the Donald Duck bit because it's funny and it's important to the plot, and I still think the bit works. It's funny, it sets up the mood, but yeah. Now, we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but I was actually going to be shooting on locations at an actual beach. But that ended up not happening, and I just resorted to shooting in my backyard, as always. The reason being is simply because, well, I just couldn't get the time to go there before Halloween ended. And, you know, I ended up getting this video out a week after Halloween anyway, so does it really friggin' matter? The reason for the interior simply being the Animalogic dining room and kitchen is basically so I don't have to spend all the hours in editing and in front of a green screen. I could just simply sit down at a table with me in the Albardo costume and with the SpongeBob plush just doing the bits. Now, I thought about shooting this scene at a haunted house attraction near my area called Fright Nights. I was working there, and I was just gonna shoot it there, but I just couldn't get the balls to just do it. I didn't have it in me to do it. I chickened out. I thought I wouldn't have enough time, because I also had to get ready to actually perform in the haunt, and I just couldn't do it. Maybe next time. I've thought about shooting videos in there for a while, and you do see some footage from the haunt in this video, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Now, originally, that was supposed to hit me in the face, but I just couldn't make it look legitimately. I couldn't make it look like those actually hit me in the face, since I was filming this all by myself. No one else was at the house, so I simply just threw it in the air and made it look like I caught it. Made it look like SpongeBob threw it and Albardo caught it. Now, this isn't really based on any actual scenes from the Lighthouse. more just the general vibes of Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson's characters just vibing, and Willem Dafoe being weird as frick. And that's kind of what I was going for. Not like exactly like the movie was, just generally the vibes or how you felt watching it. And in case you guys haven't seen The Lighthouse, it's very weird. It's very experimental, weird film. Yeah, this was the scene that was supposed to be shot in an actual beach, but I just couldn't get to the beach in time, and I just had to resort to filming this at my house. And this was actually filmed on Halloween. That's how late in the game we were with this. And lack of time was not the only issue. Some really bad stuff happened to me making this video, and for the sake of my privacy, I just don't want to get into that. It was a very traumatic experience, and I was just not in a very right state of mind, not in a good mood to like actually make a lot of videos, which is why there weren't that many videos in October last year. Although I still think I turned out a pretty good video. SpongeBob killing Donald Duck instead of a seagull to sort of starts the whole thing. I thought was funny, especially since we established Donald Duck as a character in this world back in Animalogic the Musical. And it's pretty funny. I don't know what was the deal with this pencil thing. And this is when the crap starts getting real, just like in the movie. and then suddenly Alberto just starts acting so out of character. All of a sudden just gets very mad, which is a side to Alberto that we've never really seen before. We've always just seen him as a I'm Alberto type of character. But unless I'm forgetting something, this is our first time legitimately seeing him get angry and at something, to the point where SpongeBob is scared of him. Like, what is Alberto gonna do? Alberto doesn't do anything. He just yells at SpongeBob. But I think it's a side of the character that I would like to explore a little bit more of. Now, you could just say that Alberto getting all crazy and angry is because of what the sea can do to a man, and the fact that Donald Duck just died and was pissed off, so all sorts of weird stuff could happen. But who knows, maybe this angry side of Alberto is a genuine side of him. After all, this is technically the only starring role we've seen him in, and maybe if I devote more episodes to him, or maybe if I give him a spin-off show, we can see where Alberto is coming from, what Alberto is like. And of course, Alberto's angry rants, both of them were inspired by the crazy, out-of-nowhere monologues from Willem Dafoe's character in The Lighthouse. And I thought about writing some of these, but I actually decided to improvise them, because I thought it'd be funny for Alberto to be super duper angry while spouting utter nonsense. Both of them were improvised. Although one part that was not improvised was actually the dance that you're about to see, because they do a little dance in the lighthouse, and I found this polka music off of YouTube, and it just fit the vibe so much. Such a dramatic scene. Like, it's such a stupid moment after such a dramatic scene of Alberto just being so angry, which is such an animalogic moment. This scene is being filmed in my parents' bedroom, which basically throughout the entire series I sort of framed as SpongeBob's bedroom as well. And I framed as my own bedroom as the Animalogic studio, the filming studio, where all the videos are filmed. Even though my entire house is like my studio, I just film everywhere. Okay, this part, this is just some freaking geeky stuff. Again, not inspired by anything specific from the movie. It was just something weird and trippy I thought would be fun to add. This was another scene that was supposed to be filmed at an actual beach. Now, let's actually talk about the mermaid character. See, right over there. Now, I originally wanted the mermaid to be a plushie to sort of match everyone else within the world, but this Scooper game's funny. But Walmart just didn't have one. I looked all over the place, couldn't find a mermaid plush, so I ended up just buying this Barbie at Walmart, and it was an interesting conversation to my religious parents on why their 18-year-old son just bought a Barbie doll. Once I explained them, they were like, okay, cool. And of course, this is obviously inspired by the mermaid scene in the Lighthouse, only she's not naked. And here's my favorite scene in the episode, the only sequence in color, the trippy dream sequence loosely inspired by the Lighthouse. Pretty much all of these were from the haunted house attraction I was working at called Fright Nights in West Virginia. Definitely go there this October if you're in the area. And yeah, this was just a bunch of... It was a little complicated getting the people to agree to shoot these, but everybody who decided to participate, thank you very much. And it was a lot of fun to edit, and it's one of my favorite scenes in all of Animalogic history. And now we are coming upon Alberto's big freak-out monologue, or as I like to call it, the most aggressive I'm Alberto ever. I decided to do this scene shirtless with the Alberto jacket on, basically just to show how crazy and weird and messed up Alberto has gotten, and also to show up my sweet pecs. But yeah, not a whole lot to say about this scene. It's definitely inspired by the monologues in the Lighthouse. The part where Alberto is just oh my god, that part. Forgot that was in there. This video is without a doubt one of my favorites, and it was actually supposed to end a lot differently than it did. Well, not a lot differently, just a little bit differently. Whereas SpongeBob gets hit by the car and cuts to black, SpongeBob was supposed to get hit by the car, and then it cuts straight to the scene in the next episode that you saw. The cold open for the next episode, which was confrontation with my evil clone, or evil twin, whatever that episode was called, that was supposed to be the end of this episode, but I just ran out of time. I was running out of time, and I just couldn't film that scene in time, so I ended up just cutting it to the next episode, basically just to show that absolutely nothing happened. And it worked. Nothing was that out of the ordinary, except for maybe the people who didn't watch the Lighthouse video. But I guess it works perfectly. Maybe you could like edit the two together. When the season 6 supercut comes out in like the next 20 years, it'll definitely be a fun edit to combine those two together as if absolutely nothing happened. So I just threw in a Willy Wonka reference in there because why not? And there it is, the most aggressive I'm Alberto ever. That took a lot out of me, that I'm Alberto, because I had never done I'm Alberto or Alberto's voice that loud or aggressive before, and I probably shouldn't be doing that ever again, because that was a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Definitely did something on my cords. I needed a lot of water after that scene, is what I'm trying to say here. And you can see the tripod when I gleam the light, whatever. And yeah, that was Animal Logic Season 6 premiere, The Lighthouse, and here are the credits. Special thanks to, I misspelled Igor, and special thanks to all the people who helped out with the making of this episode, specifically those of you who were involved during that montage. That montage took a lot of work, and I needed a lot of help with that, so thank you all very much for helping me out. If they would, I'm sure they would love to be part of this commentary. And thank you all so much for listening and watching. I promise you guys that you will get a new episode of the Happiest Cast on Earth next week. But if you want to know when that'll happen, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified when future videos are uploaded. And if we get to 300 subscribers by the end of the month, then I will do one giant video reviewing every single SpongeBob video game. But until then, I will see you later. Bye!